she's not going away. She's not backing down, and she's giving the party nightmares. Let's bring in Angela Ryan. Ryan Grimm, thank you both for being here tonight. Ryan, she's back in a big way. How will the establishment and the GOP handle this?
You know, it's just a strange thing for her to be doing. You know, as you're watching that clip, you have to remind yourself this was paid for by Sarah Palin's PAC. You know, she's out there raising money to produce a campaign video like this, but she hasn't held elected office or run for anything since she, you know, quit as governor. So it's just weird. It's like, what is she doing? Why is she producing this 2.5-minute campaign-style web video? I mean, she points out that it's 20 months before an election, but what election? I mean, what is she going to run for something? I think she just has no idea, you know, what her place is in politics right now, and she's just kind of out in the wind right now. You know, she hates Karl Rove, and she's always been very good at defining herself by those who she is opposed to. You know, forever it was liberals. Now she's found a new object to be opposed to, and that's Karl Rove and an establishment Republican. So, you know, I guess good luck to them.
Well, you know, Angela, some powerful conservatives, though, don't write her off. John McCain says there are many candidates who I know request her to campaign for them. Kelly Ayotte says she still has an ability to ignite activists. I'm sure it's not the last that we've heard of her. Newt Gingrich even says she still has a significant base. She could sustain national impact. So if you've got these leading conservatives still saying she's got a little power to a punch, they can't ignore her.
No, they can't ignore, and some of them are talking because they're fearful. They're not quite sure what to expect. It's interesting because I know Ryan just mentioned, for example, her strong disdain for Karl Rove. Well, her record looks very similar to his 2012 efforts, the return on the investment on his super PAC. You know, Sarah Palin has a failed record as a governor of Alaska. She has a failed record, an epic fail, rather, for the 2008 campaign with Senator McCain. And then you also have her now with a failure at Fox News. So I'm not quite sure why people on the right continue to give platforms to people that don't succeed in their day jobs, their night jobs, or side jobs, or anything in between, Rev. She did well with her big gulp. Perhaps she should do that. And if this is going to continue to be something for entertainment value, I guess the only folks that will be celebrating here really are Tina Fey and Tina Fey's fans.
And a lot of liberal Democrats that like to see her out there, you know, dividing and playing up the party. But Ryan, her ad that she puts out says that she has power with picking candidates. Watch this.
She can be effective endorsing candidates.
Sarah Palin jumped in early and supported Rand Paul. She supported Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, Pat Toomey, Nikki Haley, Deb Fisher, Jeff Flake, and myself.
He's probably going to win this thing thanks to Sarah Palin.
That energy that captured 60 Republican House seats, a lot of that came from her.
She dominated one more time.
I mean, this, Ryan, is a problem for the GOP.
Yeah, that's right, because, you know, she also, for instance, picked Christine O'Donnell in Delaware, and you know, now there's a Democratic senator out of Delaware. I think there are probably Democratic senators in Indiana and possibly Colorado because of her involvement in primaries there too. So it's a huge problem for, you know, she can still, like they said, you know, rile up the conservative base, and you know, maybe if we say that a couple times, you know, we'll be able to get ourselves into the next Sarah Palin campaign commercial. But it's very true. There is a segment of the Republican Party that she can still fire up, but that's exactly the problem for Washington Republicans. They don't want those particular folks fired up. You know, the Pew had an interesting terminology for some of the problems with that base, and I think they referred to it as ethnocentric attitudes. You know, that there are elements of that base that still have attitudes that just turn off a lot of the rest of the country. So, you know, to the extent that they can suppress that, they do better. But Sarah Palin, you know, riles it up.
Now, Angela, the GOP is talking about rebranding and reaching out to a wider audience. But this week, Sarah Palin showed up at a basketball game wearing a Chick-fil-A T-shirt. The same week now, she's wearing this T-shirt, the same week the Supreme Court is hearing 2 cases about same-sex marriage. Now, Chick-fil-A came under fire last year after the boss came out for opposing same-sex marriage. Well, she's sending a message with this T-shirt. I mean, the party wants to move forward, but with stunts like this, it seems like she's intentionally trying to hold them back.
Well, not only is she holding them back, whether it's directly or indirectly, but we saw some of the same type of Sarah Palin shenanigans at CPAC. We saw her with her big gulp when we're trying to fight off not only childhood obesity, but obesity period in America. We saw her referencing her guns and almost poking fun at it when we're still dealing with the fallout from Newtown and the disastrous gun violence that is stricken in communities all over this country. So on the serious side, yes, Sarah Palin is creating herself or making herself as a kingmaker for politicos and politicians all over the land, but we need to really look at the serious impacts of what it means to have a Sarah Palin relevant in today's politics. We really can't afford to have it.
Well, they can't afford to have it more than we can, but we'll be watching. Angela, Ryan Grimm, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Rev.
Ahead.